Okay, welcome back. Today we're really getting into it, diving deep into Genesis chapter 32. This is a huge one.
Absolutely huge. It's all about Jacob at this incredibly tense moment. He's heading home, facing this terrifying reunion with Esau, the brother he cheated years ago.
Right. And our goal here is to kind of pull apart the layers, the strategy, the fear, the spiritual struggle packed into this one chapter.
And it starts, interestingly, not just with the threat, but with a divine encounter. The text says the angels of God met him right away.
Yeah, he even names the place Mahanaim, God's camp. So you've got this mix from the get-go, divine assurance and, well, potential disaster looming with Esau.
It sets the stage perfectly. He knows God's around, but the human problem is very, very real.
So his first move, pure strategy,
Yeah.
diplomacy. He sends messengers ahead to Esau in Seir, in Edom.
And the message is carefully crafted, isn't it? He calls Esau my lord and himself your servant. Total deference.
He also mentions his stuff, the cattle, donkeys, sheep, servants. What's the angle there? Is he bragging?
I don't think it's bragging so much as signaling. Maybe trying to show he's established, not coming back empty-handed like a beggar, but still acknowledging Esau's status. He wants to find favor in Esau's eyes. It's all very cautious.
Cautious, right. But that caution immediately seems justified because the plan hits a snag, a big one.
Oh, yeah. The messengers come back, and the news is chilling. Esau is coming to meet him.
Okay, good so far, maybe.
Maybe. But then the kicker, and 400 men are with him.
400, that's not a welcoming party. That sounds like an armed escort. Or worse.
Definitely signals potential hostility, a show of force at the very least.
And Jacob's reaction is visceral. The text is blunt. He was in great fear and distress, pure terror.
Understandably. So diplomacy seems shaky. He pivots instantly to survival mode.
Right. He does this famous thing, divides everyone and everything, his people, his flocks, herds, camels, splits them into two groups.
What's the thinking there? Just basic risk management. Exactly. It's like high-stakes diversification. He literally says, if Esau comes and attacks one group, the group that is left may escape.
Wow. So he's already planning for potential catastrophe, building in a fallback if things go really bad.
He's hoping for the best, clearly, but planning for the worst. A very pragmatic, if desperate, move.
But then, before he sends out the gifts, his next strategic move, he does something else. He stops everything and prays.
Yes, and this prayer is fascinating. It's not just a generic plea for help.
How so? What makes it stand out?
Well, first, he reminds God of their deal, essentially. You told me, go back to your country, and I will make you prosper. He's grounding his request in God's own promise.
Ah, like calling in a divine commitment.
Sort of, yeah. Then he expresses this profound unworthiness. I am unworthy of all the kindness and faithfulness you have shown. It's quite moving.
And he contrasts his past and present. That line, I had only my staff when I crossed this Jordan, but now I have become two camps. It really highlights how much he stands to lose.
Absolutely. He acknowledges God's blessing, which makes the current threat even more terrifying. He's built all this, and now could all be wiped out.
And he's specific about the fear. It's not just for himself.
No, that's crucial. Save me from Esau. I am afraid he will come and attack me, and also the mothers with their children. The stakes are existential for his whole family.
So after pouring out his heart, does he just wait?
Not at all. Prayer fuels action, it seems. He immediately gets back to the tactical plan. The next phase, pacification through gifts.
And these aren't just token gifts, are they? The list is incredibly specific.
Oh, it's enormous. We're talking 200 female goats, 20 male goats, 200 ewes, 20 rams.
0.3 female camels with their young, 40 cows, 10 bulls, 20 female donkeys, 10 male donkeys. Wow.
Yeah, it totals 550 prime animals. This is serious wealth, especially the camels with young, super valuable. This is designed to overwhelm Esau.
And how he sends them is also strategic, right? Not all at once.
Correct. He puts servants in charge of separate herds with space between each one, like waves hitting a beach.
And each servant has the same script.
Basically, yes. When Esau asks, whose are these? They have to say, they belong to your servant Jacob, they are a gift, and look, he's coming behind us.
So Esau gets hit with gift wave 1, then gift wave 2, then 3, all pointing back to Jacob, who is following.
Exactly. It's psychological maneuvering. Soften him up, show massive deference, maybe impress him, or even, make him feel indebted before Jacob even shows his face.
Jacob's explicit goal. I will pacify him. Perhaps he will receive me. It's a calculated appeasement strategy.
A massive, expensive, carefully orchestrated bribe, essentially, delivered with perfect timing.
Okay, so he's sent the gifts off, he's prayed, he's divided his camp. What's left?
Just him, really. That night, he does something crucial. He sends everyone else across the river Jabbok. His wives, his servants, his sons, all his stuff.
He makes sure he's completely alone. Why?
That's the pivot point. He's done everything humanly possible externally. Now the struggle becomes internal, existential. He's isolated himself for what comes next.
Judas wrestling match.
Right. The text just says, a man wrestled with him till daybreak, out of nowhere. This mysterious encounter.
And it's a real struggle, isn't it? It's not like he's immediately overpowered.
No, that's what's fascinating. The text says the man could not overpower him. There's a stalemate.
Until the man uses, well, not brute force exactly.
No, it's almost surgical. He just touches the socket of Jacob's hip, and it's wrenched, injured. It suggests immense power, but incredibly restrained. He could have done more, presumably.
And then the man wants to leave. Let me go, for it is daybreak.
But Jacob, even injured, maybe realizing who or what he's dealing with, refuses. That incredible line, I will not let you go unless you bless me.
Even in pain, desperate, he demands a blessing. What drives that?
It's profound, isn't it? Maybe his fear of Esau is suddenly less important than this deeper need for validation, security, something more than just physical survival. He needs something from this being.
And this demand leads to the big transformation.
Exactly. The man asks, what is your name? And Jacob answers, Jacob.
Which means we know this name has baggage.
Right. Heel grabber, supplanter, trickster. It's the name tied to his whole history of scheming and conflict, starting with Esau himself.
And the response is monumental.
Your name will no longer be Jacob, but Israel, because you have struggled with God and with humans and have overcome.
Israel, he who struggles with God. That's a complete identity shift. From deceiver to prevailer through struggle.
It redefines him entirely, and of course gives the name to the entire people who descend from him. It's foundational.
Jacob then tries to get the man's name, but gets rebuffed.
Yes, the man says, why do you ask my name? And doesn't answer, but he does bless him there. The blessing Jacob demanded.
And Jacob understands the magnitude of it all. He names the place Peniel.
Meaning face of God. Because, as he says, I saw God face to face, and yet my life was spared. He knows who he was wrestling with.
But the encounter leaves a mark, a physical one.
Yes. As the sun rises, he leaves Peniel, but he's limping. The hip injury is permanent.
And this isn't just a biographical detail, is it? It becomes part of tradition.
Right. The source explicitly connects it. Therefore, to this day, the Israelites do not eat the tendon attached to the socket of the hip, because the socket of Jacob's hip was touched near the tendon. The physical mark becomes a lasting cultural memory.
Wow. So let's try and tie this all together. We see Jacob the strategist, Jacob the terrified diplomat, Jacob the desperate supplicant in prayer.
And then Jacob the isolated wrestler, confronting something far bigger than Esau. He fights two battles, really. One against his brother's potential wrath, managed with tactics and gifts.
And the other, this profound overnight struggle at the Jabbok, which changes him fundamentally.
And it seems like maybe he couldn't truly face Esau until he'd gone through this struggle first. The internal transformation at Peniel, receiving the name Israel, maybe that's what finally equipped him for the external reconciliation.
He gets the blessing, the new identity, the name for his descendants, but he walks away limping.
Yes, permanently altered. Which leads us to that final thought for you, the listener, to maybe chew on.
Right. Jacob overcame God and humans, the text says. He got the blessing. But he leaves with a permanent limp, a physical limitation.
So what does that tell us about overcoming really deep struggles? Does true transformation, seeing things as they really are, maybe always involve acknowledging some kind of wound, some limitation? Does it always leave a mark?
Is the limp a sign of weakness or paradoxically a sign of the depth of the victory? Something to think about.